possibly scared of puppets forever. And they are also easy to show, like in the short story where the girl got crucified, it's easy to show instead of using movies. Staging. I want to use proscenium stage, so none of my actors are facing away from the audiences. The seats aren't level in heights though. I want a small auditorium, probably around 120 people room max capacity. I wanted to use dim lights for my audiences, but I need my audiences to see the actor's expression, so I need a small room for them to all see. I also use stage blocks to show authority and power in the play. Okay, so here comes 2 moments of team. So I made this one, right, for the scene before Katerian suffocates Mikhail. The team, right? Tension. I want tension to build by letting Katerian freeze it in an abnormal position around during the stroking hair scene, and then it stirs up confusion in the audiences, but also sometimes for audience to process. The longer the freeze time for him, the more curious the audiences get. Emotion. I want Katerian in this scene to feel melancholic, and Katerian's face should be a sad smile like that one over there. I want my audiences, when seeing the hair stroke scene, to be heartwarmed, but also shocked when he suddenly suffocates him. Atmosphere. I want this scene, by changing colors of the stage, it can shine off a soft blue when Katerian is gently stroking Mikhail's hair to show gentleness. And meaning behind this is no one in the family behind this scene is no one wants to lose a family member. And for the Katerian Yeltsin Topolsky scene, my meaning for this one is, the scene is about tension for the red thing over there. This scene can be intensified by Katerian's long dialogue about being scared as progresses through Katerian the dialogue. The scene's emotion usually involves with anger as it intensifies with the actor's voice. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. All right.
I'm so nervous.
No, well, you
It's only pre-show.
You didn't show your nervousness, and you went through. You were fluent. You seemed on top of your material. So, well done. Questions?
Yeah.
Do you want to just stay out there so we can ask you questions?
Yes.
Okay.
You put that picture of the cycle of abuse on your intention slide, right? I think that's amazing. Do you want to what was the stem for that, and what kind of direction would you take that with the actual play?
What?
Because I think it's great.
What meaning?
Yeah, it's a great concept. It's a good theme or a good message, right? And then you have the Pillowman. What's the tie that you really want to emphasize?
Childhood abuse can lead up to more crimes because the child who was abused thinking abuse is good. And Pillowman shows Michael killing other children. Well, yeah, killing because he got hurt by his parents. Right. Is there any other questions?
With that childhood abuse leads to future crimes, right? How would you tie that into the impact you want to have? Because that's a great thing to focus on. But why are you focusing on that too in terms of the message you want to?
And I was focusing on this point because no one wants to lose a family member, like I said, right?
Mhm.
And well, by not abusing, you can stop having someone get hurt, and then if there's no abuse, no one gets hurt. Everyone's living in peace. That's what I was trying to correlate.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I would say the same. So I think this idea of the cycle of abuse is a really powerful one. You know, that abuse begets abuse. Abusive relationships, particularly for children. I don't know what the figures are, but the percentages of children who are abused, who then go on to abuse, is much higher than for children who haven't had that abuse. So I was just a little bit unclear. Right, you wanted to focus on that. You wanted to focus on the lessons that we should learn about this cycle of abuse in order to prevent it. Okay, so that maybe try and make that a little bit clearer, because what I've got was in my directorial intention an exploration of the negative effects of abuse dash the cycle of abuse and then question mark. So while I was clear that you were talking about abuse and the cycle of abuse, I didn't know exactly what you wanted the audience to come out with. So you need to just be a little bit clearer. What about you, Sam? Did you feel the same in that?
Yeah. Again, like cycle abuse. I completely agree. It's a really great thing, and I'm like kind of jealous because that was a really great point to
I was
take.
jealous of yours.
Dude, the cycle of abuse, and then I just think like, you can totally blow up your imagination with that. If you like just say like, yeah, this is my center, then grow from that. Like the amount of ideas that just came into my head, and I'm not even the director. So I think just let loose. Embrace the kind of things that you want to say. Anything you want to make happen. And I think your happenings of how you went about envisioning this physically happening, I think those were pretty clear with everything. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so some points that I made. I thought that you talked about why you were interested and drawn to this play, but I think maybe a little bit more about the play's impact on you and how it focused you on this whole idea of the abuse cycle. Yeah, that will be useful. I got your overall message, and it says we just need to clarify a little bit, an ethical lesson about abuse. So your play is going to have an educational aspect to it, a didactic aspect. Yeah, no, that's great, and that's fine. You talked about, interestingly, you both did different things when you talked about your audience. Sam talked about who the audience would be, okay, and why it was relevant to them. And you talked about how you would position the audience in the play, so that, yeah, didn't you? You said that they would be, that there would be this thing in front of them.
I said that. I did say about audience's age.
Yes.
I also mentioned the actors shouldn't be facing away from the audience.
Okay. All right. I think just a little bit more detail about who the audience are, and where they're coming from, and what they might know or not know about this. Are they educated about this kind of thing before? Are they students? Are they students and adults? Who would you envisage doing this to? So just a little bit more detail. The relevance to the audience. I think you talked about the implication, but how a little bit more clearly about why you want this particular play and the relevance and the life lessons that they'll get. I thought, again, great casting choices for your cast. Yeah, I like that. Will Poulter, definitely.
He's
so
great.
sorry.
He's a great actor, but
he's
he has
amazing. I'm proud of you.
costumes you need to investigate.
Yes.
Okay. Atmosphere, you talked about a little bit in passing, but I'd like a bit more detail of that. Sound and light design, you were very good on specific details in the moments, but I'd like to know your overall vision for the sound and lights. Like Sam was talking about the hot and cold thing, all right? What could you imagine for the overall? Hello, Joe. Have you come to give us something? Ah, thank you. What have you been doing with it? Chewing it? Thank you. All right. And good explanation of your moments of team. Super. Now, when you come back, I'll have a go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well done.
I like your Benny Stick Cabbage Patch. and I like how you cast the puppets. I was like, that's good. That's a good example. I didn't even mention, like,